Hi everyone. Today we are going to see about Python input and output. Python input and output. Input and output, also known as in IBarbo, how a program receives data from the user and displays result. So Python input and output, how a program receives a data from the user and displays an output. To get input from the user, we have a function called input function. To print the data in the terminal or output window, we have a function called print function. Let's see one by one. The variable input, the variable, let's take input, enter your name. Let's see. So the input function always reads data as a string. If I run it, it will ask an input. Let's give a input as Vivaldi is a browser name. So the print function printed the input value. So the variable is a variable. It took a input from the user as Vivaldi is a browser name and printed the result into our terminal output box. So this input function always reads the data as a string. Let's see how to take an input in the numeric form. Taking numeric input in Python. To take any numbers, either float or int, to take any numbers, either float, which means decimal, or int, use these functions, int function and float function. So if you see, let's take a variable as a age, input of enter your age and print age, print type of age. So here the input function always read the data as a string. So even though we give numbers, it will not take it as a number, it will take it as a string. For example, if I give the number 10, it will take it as a string. To avoid this problem, let's use a int function, int of input. So if we run the same command and give 10, it typecasting string to int, and same applicable for float as well. If I give, let's say our variable is temperature and print of temperature, type temperature. Let's take direct input without typecasting into anything. Input, the temperature is 35.5 degree. You enter. So it took it as a string. It not accepting it as a float. So to typecast from string to float, use the float function, temperature float of input, and run it. So now I'm giving the degree as a 35.5 and it took it as a float, as a decimal point. Then how to print, how to display the result, how to display the result in Python. We have an inbuilt keyword called print function to display data. For example, hour equal to 1 and minutes equal to 60, seconds equal to 30. If I print, if I want to display these hour, minutes, seconds in the output part, then I will use print function and print it. So 1 hour 60 minutes 30 seconds. For example, if I want to print string or text message, welcome to Python input and output session, and if I print it, it will print the output, welcome to Python input and output session. The next one, how to print multiple values. Full values. The name equal to John. John. Age equal to 98 and print name as a name and age as a age. If I print it, so it um, took a input from the name and age. The name and age are variable. The John is assigned to name, 98 is assigned to age, and the print function printed the variable values, that is John and 98. How to use separator function or separator property in print function. So let's say print of hello, and print of world. Okay, so it by default printing in different line, and let's say print of hello world, and remove this print of hello comma world. It's by default printing with space, but I want to add something in between. For example, I want to add hyphen. So if I add it, hello hyphen world. Or another example we can see, 26 03 09 separator equal to hyphen and print. So to print the value 2026 hyphen 03 hyphen 09, I use the separator function, separator property within the print function, sep equal to within the double quotes hyphen. So if I want to print the same line without using a new line, for example, using n property in print function, print hello world end equal to empty space. By default, Python print this as a new line. For example, print of hello. By default, the Python will print like this. But if I give a end, so to prevent to prevent adding of new line, use end. So successfully it printed on the same line. It prevented the adding of new line. Let's summarize. So what is Python input and output? The input by using input function take a value from the user. Output by using print function displaying the value to the system or the terminal. We have used normal input function which always reads as a string, and typecasted input into integer, typecasted input into float, and how to use separator function, how to use int property. And the summary is input function takes user input and always reads the string. The print function displays output. The int function converts input into integer. Float function converts input into decimal. And print properties are separator, hyphen, whatever the separator we can use, and the end function to prevent new line. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Follow me for more videos.